Hi, I'm Danny, Global Partner Account Manager here at ClickLearn. If you're watching this video, there's a high likelihood you're undergoing digital transformation in your organization. It could be in the way of a system upgrade or a major implementation. Regardless, we can all agree that that transformation cannot happen unless end users adopt a new solution. Including research from Gartner and Deloitte, when they identify all of the companies that were successful in reaching ROI, they all share one thing in common, and that was a focus on end user training. Now, for you, in order to be competitive in your own industry, you have to adapt technology as fast as you can. Ideally, you want to do this without having any large IT projects or complexity, and certainly not compromising for a lesser quality because of lack of resources or lack of budget. But of course, there is a better way. With ClickLearn, you can deploy a learning portal in just 24 hours that's embedded inside of your business system in your own user's local language for any business unit that you're supporting, sales, marketing, finance, what have you. And of course, there is a flexible subscription so that it'll fit any projects, whether it's small or large. So let me show you how we do this. First things first, easy of use. You do not need to know how to code. You don't need to know Java or anything like that. You don't need an IT project. All you need to do is you click through the process, then you click one button to produce many different learning formats, and then you click one button to either publish on-prem or to the cloud. So what you're seeing on the screen here is a set of icons. These are visual representations of all of the different platforms that we support. The very first one on the top left is Dynamics. But in there is included everything. So backwards in time, starting with Navision, all the way to the latest BC, Business Central, CRM, CE, AX, F&O. And then you can see, of course, we also support Power BI, Power Apps, SharePoint Teams. I think you're starting to get the picture. Research shows that end users are able to be most productive and learn more effectively if the training material that's presented to them is localized to their own language. So with ClickLearn, with just the click of a button, you're able to localize all of the training material to 45 different languages. So we're not all made the same. We don't all learn the same way. And therefore, whatever learning material that you create, you need to make sure that it is engaging. And you make it engaging by making it dynamic, having multiple different learning formats that can cater to all of our differences. One of the neatest thing about ClickLearn is that with the same source file, you're able to embed in-app guidance. So what I'm showing here on the screen is an example of a sandbox environment for Dynamics customer engagement. And if you look to the upper right-hand corner, you're going to see a little icon, a little avatar. This is my helpful assistant. So when I click on this in-app guidance, it will activate a virtual assistant, which will hold my hand and guide me through the entire process without me ever having to read or watch any videos. One-click replay for any system updates. What does that mean? Well, we know that as we migrate to the cloud, we're constantly being bombarded with updates, right? Just Microsoft alone pushes 2 updates a year. You yourself probably are making some changes. So how do you stay on top of all of the changes to your environment and keeping the documentation and the training material up to date in real time? You do that with ClickLearn because ClickLearn has this one-click replay functionality. To the left, it's an example of just one step in a particular set of instructions. And if you look at that same step on the right-hand side, ClickLearn was able to identify that field called customers in the new business system. On the one on the left is the old ERP, the one on the right is the new one. So you no longer have to throw away all of your documentation whenever you're doing a system upgrade. Simply just click a button and replay the steps. Finally, built-in analytics. What you're seeing on your screen is a dashboard. So with ClickLearn, you're able to track the consumption of all of the material. You can report to your business units how they are performing in the learning process. And number three, you can actually capture the ROI in your implementation, your ROI in the digital transformation, which of course means that you're able to succeed in your end user strategy. So if what you saw today resonates, if it speaks to you, if it's relevant and you want to find out more information, reach out to your authorized ClickLearn partner and set up an introductory call with us to review your particular user case.